Last week we started cleaning up the dumped rubbish in the forest and along the edges of the fields. With a few extra helping hands, the job became a lot easier. While most of these spots are now done, there's still more places that need clearing out, something we'll keep working on gradually as summer approaches. So this week we finish what we started, check for more metal junk around the fields so we don't get any more flat tires, and enjoy some spring weather together. And while we had to say goodbye to our family last week, the visiting season has now begun, because by the end of this week my dad will be here too. But first it's back to the fields to haul out the rest of the rubbish still left behind.
Alright, let's quickly go in here. The biggest chunks are out. There's another spot there, let's go over there. Get 90% away as well. Voila, another hidden spot. You see what I mean? You touch it and it's really brittle. And I should be doing the renovations, but the problem is, because the field is cleared and they're gonna come again, if I don't do this now, wind, rain, because now it's exposed to the elements almost. If I leave it as it is now, it's just gonna go all the way in the forest. This truly is a perfect example of how to create microplastics. And don't for a minute think it would just stay here. This is gonna keep on degrading, and then it's just gonna keep on moving down to the river. The river goes into another river, goes to a big river, and then it's you, me, everyone who's gonna drink that shit. Simple as that. There's no in between. It doesn't magically disappear. Bring this bag up, then get another bag. Let op, Odin. Dat beweegt, hè? Whoa! Ho ho ho! On this type of terrain, a quad would be handy. The dumper is too big. I don't want to cut in here too much because this is not an old path. If I cut anything, it will be over there. This is like a walking path, so I'm not going to destroy too much if it's not necessary. Ja? Quite heavy. Just bring it up. Ah. Looky, looky. Ja. Wacht, kom af. It's like this roll of metal, I don't understand. You get money for it. Okay, let's get Odin and then charge up that other fence that I found, and let's bring it to Claude. Or Claude, I always say Claude, but it's Claude. He sells the metal, so that's good. Voilà. We've had the tractor that came by and cleared a big part of the fields already. He was gonna come Sunday as well, but unfortunately he had a flat rear tire. I saw it standing next to the road. Why does he have a flat tire is the same why I had millions of flat tires here, and that's just all the shit thrown around. So I had a little walk around and I've already cleared a lot of metal bits on the edge of the field. The more you go to the field itself, there is not really anything in it. Brambles are down. I'm gonna mulch them really flat. That's what I did with the rest as well, especially now in the spring, and then towards end of summer, fall, I'm gonna do it again to keep those brambles down. They don't like mowing at all. I always hear a lot of nightmare stories about bramble, but actually like here, it was all brambles. If you mow them for 1 or 2 years, they will not come back. That's my experience. Have to do this year especially a couple of times to annoy that bramble. Every time it wants to pop up, mow it, so it puts a lot of energy into it. When you mow the bramble, there will be grass invading in the bramble areas, and I think the grass here, it outperforms the bramble. That's my idea as well, because everything of the yard, I didn't sow one thing, it was all like this. Once we mowed away the brambles, it was all brown, and everything that you see here and there is all grass that came by. There's weeds in between as well, but most of it is grass. Okay, let's try. Fingers crossed we don't hit any metal. Little presents. Voilà. Up. Metal. Seems stupid, this little piece of metal, but this is enough to pierce your tire.
Just to be clear, we're not trying to create a monoculture of only grass here, but by keeping the brambles at bay and letting the grass grow stronger, we can give native flowers a chance to come through as well.
Wat is er dan?
Nu moeten we het plat maken. En een beetje duwen. Mag ik duwen? Ja. Nog. Ga jij het uit mijn hand pakken? Overal een beetje. Kap, kap, kap.
It has been a while. It's nice and hot now, the oil. It does make it that it will flow out nice and easy. I put 1.5 liters on, but because it's fresh oil and the dipstick has the same color, you can't really see it. Even with the trick putting it on here, I don't really see it. So what I did, I turned over the engine, let it run a little bit so it would mix with the old oil residue. That means it will have a color, a darker color, and that way I can check the dipstick. So the air filter I blew out, but I think I'm gonna order a new one, and the fuel filter I think I'm gonna replace. Then there's not much more of maintenance that you can do on this thing. I just repair what is broken. It is a beast. Normally it's created to go on your beautiful perfect lawn and not into the fields like I have been doing with it for 3 years now, and it's still running. Okay, next up. I'll be using this soon, so might as well get some oil in there. Should take not more than 1 liter, I think. Goed Odin, ik heb je nog wel vleesjes gegeven. Heb jij nog vleesjes aan?
Nee, maar ik wil...
Ja. Voilà, hup, en nu kan je gaan.
Ja.
Door naar beneden. Wauw, we zijn zo hoog. Oh my, wow, goodness. Voilà, voilà, voilà. Het is gelukt.
Next, it was time to start tackling the rubble piles.
this is still the place that I need to clean. The moment you scratch a little bit on the surface here, it's special times, I'm going to call it special times. This is rubble I couldn't use as a pad because it was reinforced concrete, so there was a lot of metal in between, and I've noticed if you use that where you're going to be driving, that metal will pierce your tires, so that's why it had to go. The rest of the rubble that I do have I can use perfectly fine to make pads. And since I'm doing this anyway, so this is clean, these are good rocks, so these I'm not throwing away. This mountain behind me, starting here I think, has to go behind you. I'm gonna get that yellow soil and move it up with the dumper now, so to make it a little bit easier for Cherry when he comes with his big excavator, so he doesn't have to come here. I want to make it as easy as I can for him, because if he has to drive around switching piles, so that pile behind you is going up, and then that pile behind me is going there.
Why, you might ask? Well, that pile is everything Philippe sifted out of the driveway to remove the stones and bits of rubbish, and because it all came from the driveway, that's where we want to put it back. Even though it was cleaned out, there are bound to be things we missed, so we don't want to use that soil in the garden.
Even in this, when I scratch a little bit too deep, just here, in there, look at what you get out.
Because that clay-like soil doesn't drain very well either, Philippe is moving it away first higher up.
At the moment it's actually surprisingly, I don't understand, but it's just rocks. I'm really surprised that there's no, or almost no plastics here. It's, there must be little leprechauns cleaning this up, and I'm digging towards the yellow layer, so, and in the yellow layer there won't be any, that's 100% sure. So that's good news. After all my work, it's still possible that there's something that I missed.
So just to explain the bigger picture, we're actually widening the driveway slightly to make it easier to turn with any vehicle.
I forgot how big this mountain of sifted soil was actually. Might even be a little bit too much. I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't. Just want to find my pipes back, clean it up a little bit, seal them off, put a metal rod so so I can find them back whenever I need them, and I can close everything up here and continue working. One of the reasons I'm, especially where I'm dumping soil on, digging those rocks away, because it's a tight layer, so if I put a tree on there, then suddenly after a meter there's a rock layer. I want to avoid that also a little bit. Number one, to clean it up, but also for plants. And that's why I'm trying to respect the layers a little bit.
Dude, look home there, mate. Well, isn't it?
Oh, it's still surviving. Let's see if I put the excavator here, if I can already sift this. They call me sifter man. I need to dig here anyway, so these piles have to go, because I need to bring water from there to the chicken coop, and from the chicken coop I need to connect to the hose that goes towards the vegetable garden. So I need to pass here, so I might as well take this out, clean it up, and then I hope Jerry with his big excavator comes to do the big pile. Because that one needs to move as well, so I can dig further up, so I can connect my water together. Okay, so I opened it up already. I have a little bit of a problem with the excavator. You know, yesterday I filled it up with hydraulic fluid, and I know there was a little leak, but apparently it's got bigger, because today I checked and I have to top it up again, so that's not good. I put in my cell phone to see where it is leaking, and I think I found it. It's a big hose that goes towards the radiator to cool down the hydraulic fluid. And I don't think it's the hose, it's a clip, or how do you call it, you know? Those things that you can tighten up. I can't tighten it anymore. It's busted in here, so I'm gonna put a new one. Luckily my neighbor Mike is here and he had a selection. Really handy. That's neighbors for you. And that's why you have to be nice to your neighbors. So I don't have to drive, I'm gonna put this one on. Need to get another roll of paper. Hopefully that fixes it, because Anissa, her father, is coming, so it would be lovely that I have an excavator to work with. So this part is almost done then. There's still gonna be stones in it, but that I don't care. It's the top layer is gone. I have a sack of plastic again, and I have plastic over there, so it's worth it for a little bit of extra work. I'm gonna go to the tip. 5 big bags. My van is also, I think, 6 big bags of plastic and other waste. It's quite a haul out of the forest already, and there's more, but I'm gonna empty this first because I'm gonna need the trailer to do some other stuff.
Maar heb ik wel op het moment gehad.
Ja.
Zeker niet. Ja, ja.